All right, Jeremy.
Hey, welcome to, what do I say again?
You're so good at this.
No, because last time you told me I did it wrong, I forgot to listen to an old episode to hear how I did
What
it.
do you mean? Hey, welcome to Just the Clip Podcast,
Well, why don't you do it?
the name of our podcast. I'm Blake Hammond, and this is my best friend, Jeremy Johnston.
I really thought you were going to say someone else's name.
He's like, who's your best friend?
Well, how you been, man?
We're on the recording right now.
That's fine. You're already in it. Why not? Let's just fucking invite everybody.
I slapped my phone down. I'm so fucking angry at you.
You weren't on camera. Don't worry.
Me?
Lloyd.
Yeah.
I just said I gave you a compliment. I said you do the intro better.
Yeah, when I yelled it at you.
And call me a best friend. I never do that to you.
Who else is your best friend?
I don't know.
Exactly.
My daughter?
No.
Yeah, she won't agree with that either.
You know that's not true.
I've listened to 80 episodes of Just the Clip, and only until I've met you privately did I know that you had a daughter.
That's not true.
I talk about my best friend so much.
We talk about it on the podcast. That's the only time he's ever talked about it.
Well, I never talked about anything until the podcast.
That's very true.
It's wild.
This has been your whole therapy session. But
people are like, yeah. I don't know.
How are you, Jeremy? How would
good.
you like to start this podcast?
I'm good, man. It's great to see you.
Jeremy, did anything massive happen to you recently?
Yeah.
Well, we don't have to talk about that right off the
Anything
bat.
important?
Jeremy. How are you? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you high?
So anyway, since we last potted, I went to a Florence Freedom game.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, they're called the Florence Y'alls now. Did you know
Yeah,
about that?
right. Yeah. Because freedom isn't free.
Right.
And the y'all's games are.
So I took my best friend. No, I took this dumb butthead, Alex Leeds.
Nice. Got his ass.
Remember, I called him a butthead earlier on the pod.
Yeah, man. Yes.
And he left. He left me before the first inning was over. I hadn't even got to my seat yet.
Some best
and he was
friend,
gone.
Dude. Some best friend. I would never leave you at the first inning.
Thank you. Well, so like I got to the stadium and I go to the bathroom, and immediately as I come out of the bathroom, who's standing there to meet me? Dave Rich.
Yeah.
And I didn't wash my hands, and I was like, I guess I'm doing this. And
yeah,
shake his hand. He kept talking to me.
You gotta describe who Dave Rich is.
All right, he's like a guy that I think did comedy.
Yeah.
That's all I know about him.
I mean, he's rich.
Yeah,
he's literally
rich.
He's also very.
He has a lot of money.
He's like Richie Rich.
People said he was going to buy Go Bananas, and he didn't, or he wanted to. I don't know. But yeah, he just pops up and won't leave me alone, and that's cool. Everywhere I go.
Wait, did Alex leave? Did Alex leave because you sat 3 seats away from him and didn't talk to him the whole time?
Well, see, I thought that would be funnier.
That feels like a you move.
Because I saw him and I tried to like wave at him, but he wouldn't even. So I was like, it'd be funny to just sit and watch him act. But yeah, he just like left pretty quick. Well, we went to a Reds game and he left, tried to leave
he
in like
tried to
the
leave,
third
like,
inning.
in the third inning. And it was like his idea to go. It was
He made us all buy tickets.
He made us all buy tickets to a specific day to see this concert that was after the game. Yeah. And he gets there like 4 hours before the game to sit. And
no, he went to the banks and had like 4 beers, or a whiskey or whatever the fuck he drank.
and then it was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go. It's like, okay, cool.
So he went. He got all his friends together to go drink alone and then try to leave. I don't get like what.
So he left.
So yeah, David Rich was talking about God knows what, and like I get that it took like it was a good 20 minutes. That I was like, all right, I gotta go. All right, then we just go in line to get like a beverage at one of the concession stands, and then Alex is like, I don't know where you are, but I'm leaving. And it's like they just started the game, like leaving, and then he's like, I don't like being by myself.
So I'm gonna go home and be alone.
So you're gonna go home and be by yourself. And I was like, well, I guess he's got cats there, so that's something, but
Yeah, you're just like a cat. You also won't pay attention to him.
I was like, hey man, I was like, just come over to the concession stand, or like we'll be in the seats in like 5 minutes. He's like, I'm already outside the stadium. So I'm like, cool. You waited to tell me you're leaving until you already left. Like, what a fucking douche. I was like, are we not friends anymore? Like, I thought he was pissed and I was pissed. I was like, this might be the end. We might not be friends after this.
That's how fickle your friendships are?
Well,
I don't know with him, dude.
I don't know. He
know.
also like left. We have this little message group
Yeah,
where
he left.
we talk shit about everybody. And no,
I mean, Alex left and we immediately just started shitting on him.
Yeah, Alex left the group because abortion got banned.
Right.
And we all don't love Hillary. So that's like literally those are the reasons.
Those are the real
Those are
reasons?
Abortion got banned, and it's our fault that Hillary lost at a state that wouldn't have mattered.
I don't even
if
think
voted
we
either
started.
way.
He was just like, I'm not ready for this fight. Like, he knew it was going to be an argument.
Yeah.
That's all. He was just like, I'm out. He like tapped out immediately.
And also, nobody is
And then no one's talked
back.
and no one's talked fucking politics.
Yeah, nobody has said anything. I posted the video of Joe Biden being like, America is boiled down to one word. Like,
Man, what a fuck. I saw that when I was out at the pool on 4th of July. I was like,
I laughed so
fuck
fucking
yeah.
hard, dude.
Yeah,
It
I
was
know.
so funny. Speaking of the 4th of July, another shooting.
Yeah. I said it since
Just
I woke
as
up, and I was
funny.
like, happy birthday, America.
No, can I tell you though, like that this guy I can't
True patriot.
I cannot like find a way to say this right, but
Right.
It's a
it
clip
is-
already. Okay.
It's wild that he put on a dress, went on a roof, shot
Oh, he ran away in a dress.
40
didn't he?
people, and then like ran away in a dress. He just did the Joker from the Dark Knight. He just did the Joker. He almost got away with it.
We didn't go in a hospital or whatever.
Yeah, Jeremy. A lot of other people did, but but yeah,
didn't cover it scene for scene with
yeah,
the problem?
he didn't- yeah,
Is
some
that your
guy
problem with the
his
shooting?
His face was in half torn off, and he was like, whatever, all the Joker noises.
Did people try to say the shooter was trans because he had a dress on?
No, yeah, people were
okay.
saying that. It's like you guys don't know what anything is,
Right.
You
That
don't
was
know a
just to get
disguise
away,
from
yeah.
being trans. He put on a fake mustache.
Was that right from the Daily Wire? Right
Yeah,
from-
and it was like, they found that, yeah, people were more, like, Republicans were more mad that he put on a dress than they were.
But, okay, because I didn't know anything about it. I just saw someone say now they're going to blame trans people for shootings. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, dude.
I was so confused
I think
what
they
was
should
happening.
blame Harry Styles, to be honest. But so who does the blame really lie on? I believe it's Harry Styles. Oh, there's your clip, dude. Wow, we fucking worked our way around that one. That was good.
Yeah.
It's crazy that Warner Brothers is still supporting Ezra Miller after that.
Do all these guys wear dresses?
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Don't make me take off my cool glasses with your dumb bullshit.
Yeah.
Hey,
He
Jeremy.
looks like a cool Delta blues comedy
man.
musician, but
No, I'm,
instead of heroin, it's cheeseburgers.
I'm Hollywood Bulk Hoagie. What? I was trying to find the gayest thing I could say.
Well, I'm hard, so you've nailed it.
Okay, Jeremy, do you have any other news of big things that you may have done in the past 2 weeks?
I wanted to talk about the Florence Y'all's game. So, Alex left.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? Fuck him. I'm going to buy one of those bat glasses because I'm fun by myself.
Bat glasses.
It's you get a beer and a giant bat. Boy,
okay.
was that the biggest mistake I ever made in my life.
Yeah, 64 ounces of mistake.
No, it's like 20 ounces, but it's like long and it doesn't, you can't sit it down, so you have to hold it. And then I'm drinking, I'm just hitting people in the back of the head. Like some old lady. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And then,
Oh, they've seen Stranger Things. They know what those bats do,
but so, anyway, when Dave Rich was talking to me, we were like blocking this booth.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey man, I think we're like hurting this booth's business. Like and he's like, oh no, it's fine. And then I went to the club, and Morgan Miller, the waitress there, was like, hey, did you go to a Florence Y'all's game? And I was like, yeah, why? And she's like, my parents said you were blocking their booth. They're like, yeah, we overheard. There's some guy who said he did comedy. His name was Jeremy. And I was like, oh, great. This fucking sucks.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if it wasn't the bat? It was just how fat his shoulders are.
Yeah, dude. So, okay. What were they doing? What were they selling?
I don't know, some kind of cure. It was like
Some kind of cure.
It was like a charity thing, you know. Like it
Okay.
probably helped
They
a
were
lot of people,
selling
and we were
some
just
kind
like
of
blocking.
cure.
We were just blocking it.
Yeah, dude, you probably blocked a bunch of kids with
I know, that's
cancer
what I mean.
getting
Probably
saved.
killed like 5 people talking to Dave Rich's dumbass.
He likes you.
No, I know. That's cool.
Why can't you just be nice?
I am nice. I talked to him for 20 minutes.
Just be nice, man. Sometimes people like you, and you just have to
Yeah.
be nice.
I feel like Jeremy's
weird.
version of nice is so much different than everybody else's
It
version
really
of
is.
nice.
Yeah.
And also, what's your fucking criteria for being a best friend?
I don't know.
What do you mean?
I really don't. I don't fucking know. Like, what do you do for each other? I don't.
I talk to you all the time. We talk all the time.
Oh, well, okay.
You support each other? You love each other?
What do you mean? We have
You
a
help each other?
podcast together. You're the best man in my wedding.
Dude, you're riding his fat coattails right to success, and you're not
I mean,
even-
not really.
No. I don't know, man. Fuck. I don't know. What is a best friend? So I never really pontificated.
You're the
on
saddest
this.
person I know.
You
think.
really are. Like, what
Wow,
is with
damn.
you? What is with you? What is with this? Like, you came in here kind of like, "Boo, I'm Jeremy."
Well, I couldn't get the door open, and then someone called me gay immediately. And I was like, well,
It was a good joke.
this just feels like
you hated
failure.
the door because it only goes one way. It was a good joke.
Oh, I was too trying to still get in the. I was still trying to get in. And I didn't realize Lloyd was back there. I was making fun of his door, so I got worried.
Yeah, dude. Lloyd's gonna beat the shit out of you because you don't like his door. Oh, fucking Christ. Okay, Jeremy. Is there anything big that happened to you in the past 2 weeks that wasn't a giant
Mistake?
bat
Yeah.
cup?
Or a hairbrush in your ass.
Yeah. You got a hairbrush in your ass?
What was his birthday
That
recently? I
was a
just
long.
assumed.
Okay, come on.
Can we get into that?
Wait, what?
Did you get some birthday side dick? Did Carrie let you get a little side
Hold on.
birthday dick?
No.
Hold on.
What?
Did you stick a hairbrush up your ass?
No, not recently.
No. Also,
Jeremy, what the fuck? Why is it always something with you?
This is a long time ago. This
What
is
do you
years
mean it was
ago.
a long time? So you drank piss a long time ago. It's still relevant. It's still relevant. Yes, it is.
Statute of limitations on my ass.
Statute of limitations on a fucking hairbrush?
Oh, I told you about that time. Remember, because I. No, never mind.
No,
No,
absolutely,
you have to now.
say it now.
come on.
Remember that time I told you about? I bought like a cucumber, so I was like, maybe I'll try ramming this up there. And
How an English cucumber?
When was
Which
this?
kind of cucumber? Because there's little ones and there's huge
I
ones.
felt like it wasn't like it was girthy enough that I could handle it.
Was it an African American
long.
cucumber?
Sure.
All right.
It was black. It was going
It was
bad.
rotten.
Yeah, I had left it in there for a while just to get it really my type. And no, I
You
forgot
sucked on
about
the
it.
cucumber with your asshole is what you're
I
telling
put
me?
it in the what do you call that thing?
Poop shoot?
The under the sink, the cabinet. I didn't know that word, but then my landlord, I guess, just came in to fix my bathroom. Was like, all right.
So this was like recently.
Well, years. I've been there since 2016.
Yeah, okay. So you shoved a cucumber up your
But
ass.
it's so different than.
Wait, did you shove a cucumber up your ass?
No, I never got around to it. And then I saw it.
Like it was a fucking like just dirty dishes.
I couldn't fit it into my schedule. I could fit it in my asshole, just not my schedule. That's the problem.
Well, we don't know because I never
My
tried.
schedule's way
Okay,
tighter than
so-
my ass.
Okay, so you attempted. You had a plan to shove a cucumber in your ass. Did
I think
that
this was
lead-
before I was out, so I wasn't like buying. Like I never owned a sex toy. I never
Yeah,
bought a
right,
thing.
right. Okay, so what happened with the hairbrush? When was this?
That was just something I used to use because I didn't fucking never comb my hair.
Was it your hairbrush?
Yeah, I'm not gonna stick someone else's hairbrush up there.
How often did you do this?
Just occasionally, like wrap it up, you know?
In what? In what, Jeremy? What do you wrap it up
like
in?
plastic wrap, kind of like a condom.
Like
you
a
know?
saran wrap?
Yeah. So you don't.
So you like prison fucked yourself into
Sort of,
hairbrush?
Also, make sure, you know, all good to go up there.
What do you mean?
It's like a little prep. Like a dipstick, you know, you stick.
Do you train your asshole? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I'm not like that that weird.
We get to size your asshole up like gauges in your ear.
Gauges, yeah.
I think that's what what's his face is fucking doing. I don't do that shit. I just have fun sometimes.
Yeah.
He just pointed back to
when's
Lloyd.
the first time you shoved a hairbrush up your asshole?
I don't fucking know. Why is that? It's not a big deal.
It's kind of weird. You're the only person I know who's done it.
I put a Sharpie marker in mine once.
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Hairbrush is
that's
a
why
lot.
I
That's
started.
a
I
great
think
Hairbrush is like a big.
I started.
It's
I
got
think
ridges to it.
as a kid, I was using like drumsticks because they were like tiny.
From KFC?
No, like the fucking.
I know.
No, like the ice cream.
That's what I sat on after.
Yeah, that wasn't chocolate at the bottom of that. They're like, it's fudge packed. And Jeremy's like, I know what to do with that. So wait, when's the first time you shoved something in your asshole?
Hard to tell. I don't know.
Hard to tell.
Well, do you remember everything you've ever done?
With my asshole? Yeah, I do. I actually have a pretty firm grasp on all the things that have gone in and out of my asshole.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know. Whatever.
Is that how many things you put in your ass that it's like a grocery store visit? Like, I don't know. Every time I go to the grocery store, I remember everything that I looked at.
That's what I'm saying. You get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
That it's you used to use drumsticks.
No, because they were skinny.
Yeah, I get it.
I had a tiny little butthole.
How far would you go up the drumstick?
I don't know. That was when I was just curious and young.
Yeah, a little bi-curious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hairbrush,
you saw drum line and you were like, dude, I can do a better job with those.
A hairbrush is cool because nobody, you could take it on a trip. Nobody's like, oh, it's weird. He's got a hairbrush in there.
Did you pretend that J.K. Simmons was yelling at you the entire time?
Yeah, dude.
I was like, I hope one day they make a movie about this.
Whip ass.
See, I thought you were also still talking about the hairbrush, and you were doing an Oz reference with J.K. Simmons.
Either works. Yeah. He's always in there for some reason.
In your ass?
In the
scenario. So, okay. I feel you're tense.
Anyway, I opened for Jim Brewer Friday.
Now that we get to something juicy, you're like, oh, anyways, I opened for this anti-vaxxer. Is that a better thing? Can we talk about that? All right. This is the biggest thing you've ever done. It's really cool. So.
And then he was trending on Twitter the next day. For his terrible special.
For his anti-vax.
For being like, people are trained SEALs or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so what was it like? Were you nervous?
A little bit, but like I wasn't.
1,200 people?
Yeah, they said the room seats 1,600, but it wasn't completely sold out, so I think it ended up being about 1,200. But yeah, man, I felt fine, and I was like, oh, this will be fine. But then like I had my own private green room, and it felt weird because I'm just like in this big room, and none of my bros, could come with me.
I know, sorry.
So I was just sitting in there by myself. I was like, it was weird.
What was the venue?
The Lawrenceburg Event Center.
How big is it? I've never been.
Pretty big. I mean, it's
like a theater.
Yeah, I don't know how to like describe it.
Okay, fair enough.
It's big, but they gave me like, this big, basically like what is a conference room, I guess is my green room because he got the real green room. But then like,
you guys don't share one green room? Isn't that the standard?
Well, a comedy club, yeah.
And so I had like, the cooler full of drinks and all this stuff. I was just sitting there by myself all like, this is weird. I don't feel like I deserve it. Like, why am I here? Why? What is this? No, it's just like weird. Like, what is this? I don't know. And then the lady that like books him, because he doesn't have like an agent or anything right now, he's just doing it his own. Which
I don't know why.
Probably not by choice. I don't know.
No, it's not by choice. But
she came in and met me, and then I went down to hang with him for a little bit.
Did you schmooze the agent?
Yeah, I was just like, oh, nice to meet you. She doesn't really do anything. She just has booked him like in all the places. She's like, I'm running back to Philadelphia after this or whatever, or Pennsylvania. And then I'm just hanging out with him, and I feel fine because he's even like, well, at first he's like, yeah, like I tell all my openers, like, you're just in my way. They're here to see me. So like, and I'm like, great, so I don't even have to do good. I'll be fine. This is fine.
Yeah.
And he's like, but yeah, I was telling my other guy, he finally figured it out the other night. Like, go up there and do crowd work because they're not there to see. They don't know you. Don't just go up there and write into jokes. And I was like, oh, that's exactly what I was going to do. So I just like felt fine, and we were just talking, and
but he was also like, go over there and do crowd work, man.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm not gonna fucking do that. I don't even know how to do crowd work.
Don't get a fucking shot, man.
Win the fucking front row.
Talk to the COVID fucking hyenas I have in my fucking audience, man.
The front row's like 30 feet away from me. I can't even talk to someone that's like 5 feet away from me. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, right.
And
you can't even talk to me, to be honest.
Exactly. But we, so I don't know. And then he would do this dumb thing that was like annoying me, where he's like, Cincinnati, you ever run into that ball player? And I'm like, ball player? And he's like, yeah, the ball player. And I'm like, Joe Burrow? Like, because I was trying to think who he's talking about. And he's like, no, the
Pete
Reds
Rose.
player.
Pete Rose?
And I was like, oh, Pete Rose. He's like, no. He plays guitar. And I'm like, oh, Bronson Arroyo? And he's like, that's him, Arroyo. I was like, why didn't you just give me all the fucking details? I was like, why'd you do this fucking thing where you just kept saying, ball player, ball player. No, Reds player. No, he plays guitar. Like, just tell me, hey, do you ever run into the ball player who plays for the Reds and he has a guitar? I would have been like, boom.
Yeah, he did the thing that he hates that the government did to us with the vaccine. He didn't give us all the details. It's like, hey, Jim, I don't know, maybe you have a fucking hard line on this thing. Go on.
But anyway, I go up and yeah, it was really fun. It was like crazy.
Did you go up and do jokes?
Yeah, well, I like did a little, just kind of. It wasn't really any crowd work, but I was just like, "What's up, Lawrenceburg? How we doing?" A little like just schmoozing, and then I kind of went into like, "Who's doing this? I'm doing this," and then I just preambled into bits, and then I was like yelling because they didn't put any monitors on the stage, and in that size room, I couldn't tell. I was like, "Can they hear me?" And they're like, "Yeah, we could all." I mean, there's stacks and everything.
You fucking smashed it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Did you kill it? Did you get good laughs?
Yeah, it was great. Like, there was like one part where a guy, I don't think everyone heard him because he was like kind of towards the front. But I did a bit about this girl in my high school getting pregnant and keeping it for religious reasons or whatever. And he goes, too soon? And I was like,
oh, yeah, it was
too
like
soon? She got pregnant 20 years ago, you fucking idiot. But yeah, I don't know. And then I was like doing my, like, 15 minutes just flew by. Like, your pacing's way off.
Yeah,
I don't know how to describe it. It's like insane.
Because it comes in waves.
Yeah, I was like, I wanted to talk to you about it. I was like, you're probably one of the only other people I know that
it's like it's very weird, but it's like a half a second difference.
Well, it feels like slower because I was like, I still have 4 bits left and I'm over 15 minutes.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like a half a second difference between where you usually would get the laugh and like where the laugh hits you. So you're like, and you're also then a half a second later you're getting the laugh from the back.
Right.
So you're like, oh fuck, like so you're like, so everything is spaced out longer. You know what I mean? So I'm doing like when I did like 7, I did like 2 things because it was like what the fuck? Like, I can't really.
That's why I was like, fuck, everyone that does a theater hour is really only just doing a half hour? This is crazy.
I mean, yeah, even if that, dude, like probably 25. Because you're crushing. And when you're crushing in a theater, it's like, It was
just, I wish everyone could experience it because it totally just changed my perspective.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's
why you work so hard to fucking get out of the clubs and do theater.
Do you finally feel good about yourself for once?
No, because then I went and did a guest set at Helium and I fucking bombed. So it was
a guest set
for who?
For who?
Colin Chamberlain.
Okay.
He's pretty funny. He said he knows you, but he didn't seem that confident in the fact that he did.
He knows me?
Yeah, that's what he said. Because he was talking about he was going to Hilarities. I was like, oh yeah, my best friend's up there with Mary Santora this weekend. And he's like,
oh,
what?
I'm your best friend now.
Your best Carrie said it's his best friend. So
I'm your best friend when it's. I'm your best friend when it's convenient to drop my name. And a comedian.
I tried to say that just now to be nice to you.
Did you really?
Yeah,
That's really
and you fucking turn it around.
Really? Well, because of course I'm going to turn around.
What I really said was, no, Carrie said, it's his best friend. And I was like, oh, yeah, him. No, but he was like, I know that guy. And then he like looked you up on Facebook. Like, yeah, I know him. And I was like, I don't think he knows.
I don't know. I don't know that guy. I don't know that guy at all.
He's really funny and he's really nice. I told him to come to Bananas. He said he was there forever ago. He's friends with Sam Evans and stuff.
Oh, well, maybe
He's
he does
from
know me then. Okay.
He's from Pittsburgh originally, so it was OSHA, and Shannon Norman, and a bunch
There's
of people.
a possibility.
But he reminds me a lot of Nate Bargatze.
Yeah.
I felt bad because he was like, "You want to do a guest spot? Oh, you just opened for Jim." I was like, "Yeah, I'll do a guest spot." And
Did you go up there with big dick energy?
it was just in the upstairs room too, by the way. So it wasn't
okay.
like Tony Wood's crowd apparently was also weird, but DJ was all like featuring. And he was like, "I've never had a bad like this room's always great." So I'm like, "Tight." We go in. It's just the weirdest show.
Who hosted?
And DJ's like, "I don't know what to tell you people." Carrie was hosting. And then Colin even went up and he's like, "Are you guys all just like dumb as hell?" So it ended up being the weirdest show. I was like, well, that was fun. After I was like, I can handle a room of 30 people after doing
That's
that.
way harder.
And then it was like kind of claustrophobic because they're right on that little stage.
Right on
and I'm
top
like,
of
oh,
you,
what the
dude.
hell?
Yeah, I don't hate that room, but it's not as easy. It's not as fucking easy as doing
Right.
1,200 people.
Yeah,
You know
that
what I
felt
mean?
way
That's a
easier
fucking-
doing
yeah,
that.
it's
I was
super
like,
easy.
oh, man.
You just fucking, because it's a hive mind mentality.
Because I did like my dad's dick pic joke at the Brewer show. And I'd get to like using his picture, just fucking the biggest explosion
dude.
of the. And I was like, oh, fuck. And then I do it at Helium and just like, oh, what the fuck? You put your dick, And
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, what the hell? So, whatever.
that rolls.
That's comedy.
But hey, you fucking did a cool thing, and I'm proud of you, even though I'm not your best friend.
I don't know what there's to be proud of. I also like want to
What do you
make it
mean?
known.
What do you mean you don't know what there's to be proud of? That's such a good
Because
thing.
it's such a thing where like I don't know, like I didn't tell anybody about it really.
Well, yeah, I get that.
But then the day of when he was like, you can bring people, and I was like, fuck, I don't have anybody to bring. So I was like, hey,
Well, I would have went.
come see me.
If I was in town, I would definitely went.
Come to this. And then no one believed I was doing it. Because the day of, everyone like ran and people were just messaging me like, for real? What? This isn't real? And I was like, no, it's real. And then the next day to just find out he's like trending on Twitter. I was like, man, I wish I never told anybody.
Like, I woke up, saw he was trending, and I was like, oh no, what happened at the show?
That's what Leeds messaged me too. He's like, what happened last night?
This fat bi guy tried to fuck me after.
Well, there was a guy that was like stalking him, so I was wondering if he killed him.
Was he cool to be around?
Yeah, he was nice to me.
Was he
I didn't
nice
tell
to
him
you
I got
guys?
the vaccine. It was funny as a lady came by and coughed when we were standing together, and then she went, "Don't worry, it's not COVID." And he's like, "Hey, I don't care. I've had it twice." He was like giving this speech about it. He's like, "Go ahead." I'm like, "I just don't want people just openly coughing
Yeah,
on
man.
me, dog. Like, what the fuck?"
You wouldn't have said that in 2019.
I know. I'm like, what the
Jim.
hell is this shit?
Like, it's still gross. Yeah, man. It is. Yeah, I thought like it would have been really funny if that like his little manager lady had came around and you were like, so you need to see my vaccine card. Hey Jim, here's my vaccine card.
Well,
I'm happy to open for you.
here's what's
Did he
annoying.
like you? Did he like your set?
Yeah, I don't think he
Watched it.
or paid attention because I came off stage and he came up. He's like, "How was it out there?" And I was like, "The fuck do you mean? How was it? How do you not hear that?"
Yeah.
Then he goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna go up and say the N word," and I'm like, "Okay."
Oh, that's what I say before I go on stage.
I know.
but that's a joke.
He said it. No, I think he was trying to do that comic thing, like, because then he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go up there and say cunt right off the bat," and I'm like, "All right." Like, what? What? Yeah, go for it. You might also say the N. I don't know your act.
Yeah,
now.
Doug. Honestly, it kind of like you kind of came out hot on some other stuff. So now I'm like, maybe though,
that's real.
maybe
I
you
don't know.
will do that.
Dave
dude.
Chappelle doesn't talk to you anymore. Maybe. I don't know.
That's fucking wild, dude. All right, well that's cool.
But yeah,
Congratulations.
But you tell everyone, or like when people find out, all they want to go is like, how did you get that? How did you get that? And I was like, well, I was telling like Rudik about it. I was like, well, my friend's the entertainment manager there. And he's like, why wouldn't you open for all those gigs? And I was like, I don't know. Sometimes I just don't want to work with people, and some people are a better fit. But when he asked me for Brewer, I was like, yes, I want to be there and I want to watch that.
Yeah, I want to watch that fucking fall down.
But
Carrie,
like turning down Dalia was a good idea because, man.
Yeah, great idea. What about, like, Carrie didn't even go?
No, because she got that host weekend of Healy.
Oh,
so
yeah.
then I went Saturday, and then that guy put me on that show. And
Yeah.
it was weird. But.
Yeah. Damn, dude, that rules.
Congratulations, Jeremy. That's fucking awesome, dude.
congratulations.
Yeah, I guess it was the easiest $500 I ever made. So
Damn,
cool.
dude, you made more money than I did this weekend. That's crazy. I did fucking.
That's what I was like, why don't we just do this all the time? Why are we doing 6 shows? Let's just get everyone in a room at once, do it, and then take all that money.
Because that's a lot of those people don't come to see.
I get that. That's like doing 6 shows at Gobin and it's like sold out. Because Gobin seats like, what, 200 now?
Yeah.
It's like doing all 6 shows a weekend at once. Because at first when they were like, you'll get $500, I was like, for 15 minutes? And then when I thought about it, I was like, oh, because it's like 6 shows at once.
And it's a cold open. Yeah, I mean, man, you mean you barely made. I mean, you didn't really make anything comparatively.
Right. No. I was kind of hoping that thing would happen where he'd be like, you know what, man? Here's another 5.
Yeah, right.
But I like left before the set was
You know what, man?
over.
Here's a hairbrush just for you.
Because he was like, you got stuff going on? I was like, I was going to stay and watch it. He's like, oh, you work? Like, he was surprised. I was like, yeah. But then, man, it was turned into like a rally real quick. I was like, well, I'm going to get out of here.
Yeah.
And then I went to Go Bananas.
You didn't stay for the ignition of the cross? Come on.
So he like goes out and he just starts doing like a retarded Biden character, which it's pretty funny. But man, is it just like weird. And then he goes on this whole thing where he's like, I am not a Democrat or a Republican. And then everyone like goes, yeah. But now I'm going to continue to just only make fun of progressive people. It's like so set. And I was just like, cool, man. I get it. But like, when are you going to make fun of these rednecks?
Well,
Like,
they're
when are
all
you going to
there.
make fun of both sides?
Yeah, right. Well, they're all there. That's why he's not gonna. They're all paying money to see.
Right.
Him. Yeah, that's the game we play, dude. You gotta either fucking, die a hero or live long enough to not get the vaccine and die from COVID.
Well, man, they did.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like, I get it though. Like, I also, like, the thing is, if he has it's like, you bring some nuance to the conversation of the vaccine.
Right.
Because it doesn't stop you from getting it. Just makes it less.
Right.
likely to go to the
It shouldn't be
hospital.
called a vaccine.
Well, it's a
I don't
flu
think
shot.
so. Yeah.
That's essentially what it is.
But like, I think people just like to say anti-vaxxers, but I'm like, the people that were actually like anti-vaccine, this is like different.
Well, the thing is now is like all those people have been pushed to being anti-vax everything because of this vaccine.
Right.
When in reality, it's like if they had come up with a COVID vaccine that really stopped it, everybody would be like, most people would be like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll absolutely take it. If it completely kills it, yeah.
Well, I don't want to like be too serious on the pod, but I was listening to him tell this like story about like his friend that got COVID and then was going to die because he was a big fat guy and he like stroked out. And then the doctors were just like, we're pulling the plug, say goodbye to him on this iPad. And then he was like, no, I want my doctor to at least go see him. And the doctor's like, this man is dehydrated and get his family in here. I don't care what the protocol is. And they said, like, just the human interaction and everything. And now he's like completely back to normal.
Yeah,
they were going to let him just die.
Because they whispered in his ear, hey, you're going to be opening in Cleveland for Mary Santora. He's still dehydrated. They got him a fucking 2-liter amount.
Man, dude, that was a real M. Night Shyamalan twist.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good addition.
But no, and I was like, man, I kind of get like if you experience that firsthand, how you could be a little like,
Yeah,
I don't
man,
trust the government
if
and
you
the
made up that story.
doctor.
I get it.
But that's what I was like. For all I know, he like made it up or he heard it and then made it his friend
no,
or
I
something.
agree.
Yeah, it was
Yeah. I mean, but I there probably is stories like that.
true. I mean, it is weird that you had to say bye to people on an iPad. I get it, but
Yeah, right.
Whatever.
But bye bye. I don't know, dude. See you
I got
later.
broken up with over text. It's fine.
It's a way better way to do a funeral, though, because you don't want to meet all your extended family and fucking talk to those folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The iPad funeral is a way better funeral, I think.
Well, My cousin died of COVID, and
Wait, he died? I thought he just kept getting put on a ventilator.
No, she died. Yeah, she's dead. Yeah, she died. Anyways, the point is that at the wake, my shitty dumb uncle was like, "Yeah, I guess I'll think about getting it," and it's like, "Yeah, man, I don't know, maybe just get it." Your fucking niece just died of fucking COVID for no reason.
My dad said he decided to get it when they said that people who were vaxxed could go back to the bars. So that's why he got it. He's like, yeah, I guess if they're only going to let vaxxed people go out and drink, I'll get it. But
yeah,
I was
dude,
like,
your
all right.
dad's more of an alcoholic than fucking.
Oh, for sure.
I heard he'll stop making my son gay. I'll get it.
He doesn't know about that.
How'd that work out for him?
Nothing's ever going to stop.
He doesn't know that because I just got back in the will and I need him to die first. And then I can be fine. Then it'll be fine.
All right.
Don't tell
so
everybody.
Randy, stop listening. Anyways, Jeremy, tell me about this hairbrush.
No, wait. We had something else. Fuck. What?
Fuck. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. My great uncle died, not from COVID, but like, I think just also the lack of human interaction. Everyone just deserted him in a home and he didn't get treated well. But anyway, he died. And then my uncle, like one of my uncles showed up and he was like yelling at my mom because my mom was like in charge of the thing because she like always took care of him or whatever. And he's like, did they put COVID on the death certificate? And she's like, what? No. And he's like, I heard they're doing that. I saw they're doing that for people. I was like, where did you see? You live on a farm and you're like not around anyone.
Yeah.
Where are you seeing this shit?
The internet.
But it's just like insane that people are like, no, it's happening. And I'm like, dude, you live like in solitude. You never like come into like you drive 45 minutes to go to the market. Like, shut up.
Right. It's easy for those people to believe COVID isn't real because there's no one around them to give it to them.
Exactly.
What was I going to say? So I opened for...
Into the front of the mic.
Shut up. Shut up, Jamie. I opened for Mary Santora this weekend. That was fun.
Yeah.
It was good. It was really good. Hilarities is a fucking great club. The owner loved me.
How big's your clit?
Huh? Shut up.
I heard that you said, it was the best weekend of your life.
It was. I mean, it was really great. There was only one bad show. It was the last show of the weekend at like the late show, and I got on stage. Like the host didn't do well, but then I got on stage, and I was like, okay, it's fine. I'll be fine. I've been crushing all weekend. There's no way. So I do like my first 3 jokes. It's going okay, and I'm like not happy with how it's going. So I'm just like, they're laughing, but they're not laughing hard enough. So I'm like, what the fuck's wrong? Like, I'm like, are you guys? Like, I'm like in my head, I'm like, oh, these people are dumb because there's like they didn't seem drunk,
right?
But then like I guess 3 people got kicked out during my set. And then 7 people got kicked out during Mary's set. They were like that hammered.
Damn.
Where they were like non-verbally hammered.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was like, I was like, oh, that's why it's like this.
It's always crazy to me how wasted people are at comedy clubs because every time I go to a comedy club, they're like, it'll be $8 for a beer. I'm like, yeah.
Well, they were drinking all day. The Indians that are
the Guardians.
Doubleheader.
Did you do your Guardians?
Yeah, every night.
Hell
every
yeah.
night. But yeah, man, it was fucking sick. I wish I had sold merch because I would have made a fucking shit ton of money. And then I did that late show.
At someone's house or whatever?
Yeah, it was at it's a place called Mahal's, which is like a concert venue / bowling alley. It sounds like wild, but it's got like a little upstairs apartment. And they put like 50, 60 people in there, and it was like...
Was Carter on it, or he came up to see you?
Carter was up there anyways.
Okay, because I saw him post
he came
like...
to the early show, and I fucking ripped, and then thank God he wasn't there for the late show. But I did well still on the late show, but it was just like, it took me 7 minutes to get them to where I wanted to get them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When usually it would be 30 seconds to be like, okay, here we go, we're going now. Yeah, it was a little brutal, but yeah, it was fun. She was great. Mary was like, that's why I brought you here, because I need crush. I can't bring anywhere else because you'll bury me. I'm like, that's not the
What? That's
but I'm like,
part of the thing, I thought.
yeah, but it's also like, I'm like, you could crowd work out of it.
Does
You
she
know what I
just
mean?
crush in Cleveland or something?
No, she crushes everywhere, but I think she's afraid of taking us both in front of strangers
Oh, and them liking you
and
more.
then liking me more because, I mean, you know,
What
She's
a
a
fucked
woman.
up good problem to have. Like,
I mean, it is, it's a bad problem, really, because, I mean, Rand has the same problem.
That's crazy to me.
Most
I would
people don't wanna
always.
bring-
But Rand brings you.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just like, why
Rand-
wouldn't you bring the
Rand
best
is not-
comic?
Rand's gonna, yeah, because Rand's gonna fucking, he wants to be a little hard.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. Like, he brings you because he's like, why? I don't.
Well, I don't know, man. It is, it's tough because I do jokes, like just mostly jokes, and then I'll like riff a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. It feels like I get where she's coming from. I get it. Like I don't know, want to bring someone that does the opposite of what I do. Because she has really good jokes though too. I think she doesn't believe in her material
Yeah.
as much as she believes in her crowd work. Because her crowd work is like insanely good and she's very quick, but her material is like solid. It's like when she gets it, she did a fucking full hour and it was like good and it was totally different from her last hour. So it was like shit, man. She's
Yeah,
impressive.
I think I saw her one of the nights she was at Go Bananas, and she does interact with the crowd well.
Yeah, no, she absolutely does, and she's got her fucking.
I've only seen her like
jokes about
once.
Her dead dad are fucking.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever. Her her last 7 minutes are so dark, but they're
Well, that sounds
very
like
fun.
Yeah. Oh no, she did that at Go Bananas. I remember now.
Yeah, it's like a
Because
fun.
she kept going. All right, everybody, this is
Yeah,
gonna be
she
like
has to.
fucking.
You know, I mean, because it goes from like her talking about regular shit,
Right,
to,
yeah.
to her being like, "My dad's dead." It's like it's a hard turn, but it's good, man. She's really funny.
Yeah.
The owner loved me. That this Nick, he was like telling me a story that's kind of cool about Seinfeld being there when he found out that the pilot got greenlit
Oh really?
for
Wow.
like whatever. So he basically found out he was going to be a fucking billionaire at Hilarious.
Man, that show almost died,
There's
too,
like a
after the first
picture.
season.
There's a picture of him like finding out there, like essentially right after. So it's kind of cool.
Wow. I feel like.
I was like, I don't really like Seinfeld, but
Yeah, I feel like Larry David was less enthused.
yeah, right. He's like, oh, great. But the owner came up to me like right away, like before my first set, and he like went and he like touched my arm, and it was like he's like an old guy. So I was like, get the fuck off, man. I like said that to him.
Yeah.
And then Mary was like, that's the owner of the club. I was like, oh,
Why did he
shit.
touch you though?
Because he was just like trying to
Oh,
meet me, and I
okay.
was like, hey man, fuck off. I'm like gonna go up in like a minute. Like, and then that was like the whole thing all week. He's like, next time I touch you, just let me. I was like, all right, dude. But he was cool. It was a good week.
Hell yeah, I hear great things about that place. I never been up there, but
Yeah, it's fun, man. It's really fun. But yeah, they're gonna have me come up and headline off nights or whatever and do a big
yeah, that
weekend,
rules.
big feature weekend.
Hell yeah, dude.
So that'll be good. I got past the funny bone too. That was the other thing.
Right. Wasn't that last?
That was
Oh.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I told you that was gonna happen.
Yeah, I was a little nervous about that, but yeah, it went pretty good.
Oh, that was the other thing. I was talking to Dave Rich, and I was like, "Yeah, Blake got passed at the Funny Bones," and he's like, "Yeah, I saw him open for Kevin Nealon," and I was like, "Who did you think I said?" And he's like, "Aren't you talking about Gabe Gia?" It's like, no.
He said Blake. I guess Gabe, Blake, like if you're not really paying attention.
But that's why it's so hard to talk. I get so turned around. I'm like, what are we talking about? And then I find out that he misheard something I said 3 sentences ago, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, because he texted me and I was like, oh boy. How did he find this out?
I can't wait for the day that I get on YouTube and I see you on Tuesdays with stories, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna go congratulate Blake, and I'm blocked on everything, and I'm like,
He's
oh,
already been
okay.
shouted out on there.
How would you be blocked?
I don't know.
What scenario am I?
Well, I'm famous. Fuck everybody.
He's
else.
already been shouted out on there. They don't have guests on their podcast.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah, he'll shout me out. That would be it.
That's like the one podcast I think where they've never even had like someone fill in as like a co-host. Or
No,
anything.
yeah, it's a smart move. That's why I like this because we never have guests.
Cometown was like that for a long time.
Yeah, yeah. And they had Jake Flores. So.
Oh God!
Well,
like
David
ironically,
Cross
or
the one time. Did you ever hear that?
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
They didn't even do an interview. Nick Mullen just like he was like, yeah, so it's like I have a car and my car's kind of just got a broken muffler. And David Cross was like, yeah, and he's like, yeah, it's like weird because the tires are kind of fucked. And that was the entire. It was the most brilliant way to do a David Cross interview of all time.
What was the thing I was going to bring up to you? Fuck me.
Careful, he will.
I brought up the shooting. Did you have anything written in your little gay notebook?
Let me see, because I tried to make notes this time.
Jeremy.
Oh, that Sunday show at Go Bananas. That was wild.
Yeah, so what happened?
So I went to go see Sarah Tolamash, friend of the pod, I guess. I don't know who fucking knows. No, I was excited to go see her. Man, just one of the worst shows I've ever witnessed. And like OSHA is like featuring and she's like bombing and she's just like, what do you want me to do? Like, I'll show you my nipple. Like, it's dark. And
she fucking rules,
that's so funny. But like, man, they were just like,
yeah, they were just
not giving anything. And then Sarah goes up and she's kind of just like quiet, soft spoken.
Yeah.
And they're just like, and then she just goes, she goes to say in the front row, she's like, you look kind of sad. Are you sad? And she goes, yeah, I just lost my son. And she's like, yeah, I don't think you should be here. Like, I can't even go on. I'm like, is the show over? Like, I thought it was just immediately over. It just takes this long, awkward, like 5-minute dump. And then she tries to go back into jokes. And she's like, all my jokes are about dying and shit. Like, I don't know what the fuck we're supposed to do. And then I go in the kitchen. I'm like, I can't watch anymore of this fucking shit show. And then I like go in the kitchen and Carter is standing back there and he's all like fake cocky, being like, yeah, it's about 30 minutes till the real show starts. And I'm like, oh yeah, Sunday Circus. And then that part's only funny. I'm the only one that got to experience that, but that part is hilarious for this reason. Because they clean up the showroom. They put on that dumbass music. Carter immediately goes up and he's like, welcome to the Sunday Circus. I just lost my son. And the lady's in the bathroom.
Didn't it get a pop though? Didn't people?
No. The guy came in and just started yelling at him. He's like, that's not fucking funny. And he's like, she's in the bathroom. And I'm like, yeah, the only other place where the speakers is. And then, so it's immediately like that show gets shut down. They're like, all right, Sunday Circus is over. And I was like, well, that was the funniest fucking Sunday Circus I've ever seen. Then they decided to wait like 15 minutes and do it again after they made sure she's out. But that was like, it was so funny. It's like, yeah, 30 minutes till the real show starts and he just gets shut down immediately.
Yeah.
It's so fucking awkward. He's like, oh. He's like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm sorry. I'm just like dying. And
Carter rules.
And then Rand goes and he goes, yeah, you pulled a Jeremy Johnston. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's not me. And then he's like trying to tell people about that dumb roast. And I'm like, yeah, that's not what happened. And he's like, no, that's what happened. I'm like, I was there. That's not what happened. And he's like telling the wrong story. And he's like, won't let me even tell my truth.
Well, speak your truth now, man. You got a microphone and a small platform.
But no,
Tell your truth, dude.
that guy said I could make those jokes.
So, okay, here's the thing.
He didn't tell me before.
Set up the fucking story before you tell it.
God damn it.
You want
It's just so much talking.
It's not
all
that
right.
much talking.
So this guy was.
We're on a podcast. We're on a fucking podcast, Jeremy.
So this guy was like, I'm going to be the mayor of Hamilton one day, and I'm going to have
Hamilton, Ohio.
Yeah, Hamilton.
Yeah, it's where Narcan was created.
And he wanted to have a roast for, I don't know why. It was a bad idea. Probably was the reason he
he
didn't
loves stand-up.
fucking get elected. But I just started looking up stuff on him, and I saw that the lady had a kid who died of a heroin overdose. And I was like, well, I can make jokes out of that. And so I did. I didn't know he was going to.
To be fair,
See?
I also wrote a joke about her.
That's why I tried to say. I was like, no, Blake wrote. He's like, no, that guy told you that was off limits. You guys should never write it. I was like, that's not true at all.
Yeah.
He said nothing was off limits.
Yeah.
And I just went too far. But Yeah, I didn't know he was going to bring his kid and all that stuff, so I had to talk about that kid's mom dying to his face and whatever.
Isn't this the show that Blake set you up for failure on, where he wrote you jokes that you knew or gave?
No, it was because right before the set, he goes
because I went on first.
He goes.
So he just cut his jokes out.
I shouldn't do it or whatever. I was like, I'm gonna do it.
That's
like I have no fucking. I wrote these jokes. I'm gonna say them. I have no.
Well, Seymour told me not to do it, and I was like, yeah, but who listens to that guy? So I was like, should I do it? And you were like, yeah. And I was like, well, Blake's my best friend. Why would he fucking steer me wrong?
And
then I go up. I also broke my ankle, which is just insane.
Getting onto the stage?
Yeah.
He broke his ankle. He broke his ankle. He goes up and he's bombing already.
Yeah, because I went too hard on.
Yeah, because he goes hard on the only black guy there.
Well, first of all, he was stealing jokes. I had a gripe to pick, and I just picked the worst time.
He just went hard. I mean, most of his set was about.
This is why we love you, by the way.
I had a fun joke about Vincent being gay. I don't remember, and I threw his CD. I was like, "Your album sucks," and I threw it. I forget what the joke was. That was funny, but then when I went, it was just like 5 minutes long of me going like, "And here's why he hates gay people, and he's, he steals jokes, and he's a bad person, and he made my friend's girlfriend cry." And then everyone's like, "Hey, you're just like attacking this guy." Yeah. I was like, "Oh yeah, my bad."
Yeah, he's
and then,
like, "Oh yeah, I better tone it back with this joke about this lady dying of a heroin overdose."
That's how I'll save it.
So then I get off stage. Carrie brings me crutches. Mikey's like, "You gotta hide in the back because that lady wants to kill you." It was like his mom or whatever. And then they're sending me like death threats on Facebook, like, "Yo, I'm gonna fucking kick your ass if I ever see you again, you little bitch." And then I was just like, "Hey man, I'm not talking shit behind your back. I said it into a microphone to your face." That's all I said. I'll pull it up. How long ago? It's probably the only other time I've talked to him online.
Yeah, there's no way you guys have had other chats, so I imagine it's still up. Unless you deleted it like a
I never told you that he messaged me?
No.
I can't find him.
Just type.
Maybe I blocked him.
You blocked him? God, you are a little bitch.
I'm watching him not.
We're not friends anymore.
so I can see what he's doing.
Type the name.
And he's not in the search bar typing the name.
You're not friends?
I guess not.
You can still find old chats if you type it into the search.
I did. Where? Oh, here.
Did you though? Yeah, you didn't.
I typed it into the draft or the new, but see, he's not showing up.
Oh, maybe
Did he change his Facebook name? That could be it.
Oh, here it is. It's showing up. Well, last time I just said view profile. He said, "I've never been one to cluster up like a bitch and talk shit about people behind their back, just not in my nature. So I'm sending you this message because I remember once being tipped off to you spewing some of your condescending, judgmental bullshit about me on one of your posts." And I don't know what that post was.
Well, I mean, Jeremy, you did make a lot of drunk, fucking wild posts when you started comedy.
When I was told, I jumped on the thread to address whatever the issue was. No one said anything. I assumed it was a one-off situation and ignored it. No one is immune to trivial bullshit. Tonight, the things you said, and more importantly, the energy used to say them, matched a lot of the he said, she said bullshit I've heard about me around Go-Bananas for a couple years.
He quoted Fred Durst at you.
She said bullshit.
I think you better quit.
Yeah, then he was coming at me with a chainsaw, and I was like,
yeah. He'll skin your ass raw. You might like that.
I typically don't give energy to negativity, but I'm going to make an exception.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. You're Ryan the Exception Freeman, dude.
If you and I have a problem, or if you have something to say about me, then man the fuck up and say it to me in person.
Hell yeah.
Same goes for whoever you've included in your hen cackling circle.
That's me.
I've decided,
I'm the hen cackler, dude.
I've decided to start.
Yeah, dude, I love hen cackling. That's awesome.
I've decided to start spending more time at the club, so you will have plenty of opportunities should you feel the need to express yourself. Just know this, I'm real tired of this same tired childish bullshit, so if I hear it again, you won't have to worry about addressing it with me. I'll find you.
Oh, yeah? What did you say? I
said,
Jeremy. Sorry, I don't have Wi-Fi in my cackling hen coop.
What did I say? Not sure about the post you're referencing. I don't really go around talking behind people's back, hence why I said what I said at a roast you were present at. I don't really carry anything about you around with me. When I was coming up with ideas for the roast, I went off experiences and what I know. I haven't seen you around the club recently, but if you want to talk to me, I have no problem talking. I hope the end of your message isn't meant to be some kind of veiled threat, because then I do have a problem.
Oh, Jeremy. And he didn't say anything back?
There's 4 paragraphs in front of him.
Yeah, but it's
so
not
much
like
back.
good.
All right.
Well, he just said, I remember this. I remember the post clearly. My comment then was, don't you have anything else better to do than worry about me? But I really have no memory of this post.
Was it a men's humor post about
Maybe.
him stealing a joke?
What's a classic drunk Jeremy post on Facebook? Was there a standout one? where you did some
I
dumb
know
shit?
the standout one.
Well, there's the standout one.
Please.
Okay. So is this guy that's,
We've already talked about him on
We've
here.
talked about him on here, but we'll just do the little,
So
refresher.
he also like fucked over my friend at the time, who I think hates me now, Jay Armstrong. So,
hate you.
well, whatever. So he
doesn't hate me,
was
and I
kinda-
talk shit about him on like every podcast I do.
Yeah, he doesn't hate
And he
you.
hits me up and he's like, "Go fucking."
I just
But,
talked to him last night.
so anyway, this guy.
Everyone hates you.
The rumor was that he was like faking cancer because he had told everyone he had cancer, but he wouldn't die. So,
Because everyone who gets cancer dies.
but I don't know. He's a survivor, or whatever. And
He's a survivor.
no, I was like drunk on Facebook one night, and he was like sitting there with his shirt off, and he looked like a fucking meth head or something. And I just went, wow, this picture almost makes the cancer seem real, because he just looked all scrawny and weird. And he's making a face. And
Jeremy.
Jay was like, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen. And then I went to the club, and Mikey was like, woo! And I was like, what? He's like, that thing you posted was hilarious, but that's too much for me. I was like, for you? Ah, fuck, I fucked. That's when I was like, maybe I went too far.
Yeah, probably. Because I probably think he did have cancer.
Okay, but it's also funny.
Jeremy, it's so funny, but Jesus Christ.
Jerry, it is very funny, but it's also like, I think he had cancer.
All right, but
and you're not boys with him.
See, that's the thing. I forgot when I was doing that people weren't my friend yet, really. So I'm just like dunking on them and jokes, and I'm like, well, that's funny, right? And
Like,
they're
dude,
like, no, I hate your guts.
When me and Blake inevitably get cancer, yes, make those jokes.
Yeah, you can. Make
I'm
that
not
joke
gonna
about
make
me.
cancer. I'm not gonna
didn't
make
know
cancer
homo
jokes
shadow
about
farts
my
at that
best
point,
friend. No, but I knew that guy sucked, so that's what I was.
Double down.
Anyway.
So yeah, are you gonna fucking finish this post or what?
He just said, I remember the post clearly, blah, blah, blah. There was no response, so I paid zero attention to it until now. Your comments tonight had zero to do with what you know. However, they did echo the bullshit I've heard for a while, which is why I sent you the message. What I said was not intended as a threat, more of a heads up. If what has persisted continues, if there's nothing you need to get off your chest, we can consider whatever the issue squashed.
Squashed. That sounds like
Yes. But man, I was like John Shrek called him out, like he's stealing posts, and then like Melinda Kashner was like, my friend at the time was like, he's stealing posts, and if you call him out, he just blocks you. So I was like, fuck this guy. Like I was just being,
Yeah.
And then I don't really know why I cared, because like, who cares about his Facebook reposting men's humor like it's his own joke? Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah, because they stole it from somebody else.
I just had like such a fucking like rage boner for like people that stole.
Yeah,
bits
man.
and
It was
stuff.
2014. Everybody did. That was like
Yeah, because I think it was like right after the Fat Jew and all that,
That was
shit.
like the thing
Yeah.
to be mad about. Yeah, that was like the fucking heyday of stealing jokes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any updates on your roommate fucking a cat?
No,
cut this out of the
apparently
last
he's
one?
not doing that. No, I kept it in.
No, it hasn't
I haven't
been
put it
released
out
yet. Yeah, it hasn't been released yet.
But we still have the cat because now the lady has COVID, and I guess you can't have a cat when you have COVID. I don't know what the fucking rules are, and I think he's just gonna keep making up a lie every week, and then I'm gonna keep having because I'm like, it's 5 days now, not 2 weeks. So I guess I have a fucking cat now. I think.
The CDC says 5 days when my dick says 2 weeks. There we go. That's a good ending.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, thanks for listening.
1, 2, 3.
White guys. Yay.